on to the most recent game in the Final Fantasy franchise, Final Fantasy 16. This game just came out. So let me know what you guys think about Final Fantasy 16 down in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right into it, starting with Mono White. First, we're starting off with Ambrosia Whiteheart. It's a 2-cost legendary creature bird. Flash, when Ambrosia Wildheart enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. It has landfall, so whenever a land you control enters, Ambrosia Whiteheart gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Then we have Dion Bahamut's Dominant. It's a 4-cost legendary creature human noble knight with Dragon Fire Dive. During your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying. When Dion enters, create a 2/2 white knight creature token, and you can spend 6 to tap and exile Dion, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. And this is what it looks like transform. It is a 5/5 saga. Wings of Light, put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. Then you have Giga Flare, destroy target permanent, exile Bahamut, then return it to the battlefield. You can find these 2 cards here. Next, we have an art card for Bahamut, or Dion Bahamut's Dominant. So that's pretty cool. And then we have an alternative borderless artwork for Ambrosia. It looks really cool. I like the art for that one. And you can find these 2 cards here. Then we have a borderless for Dion 2, and then an extended art for Ambrosia. And we have 2 different artworks for Dion, Bahamut's Domain. So let me know what you guys think of, who Dion is. Do you like his effect? Is this person a very important part in Final Fantasy 16? Let me know. And sorry, this is the other artwork for that one. All right, so now we are on to Mono Blue, and this is Jill, Shiva's Dominant art card. And then this is also just the card she's modeled after. Legendary creature, human noble warrior. When Jill enters, return up to 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Then you can spend 5 to tap and exile Jill, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, active only as a sorcery. And then you have Sokka right here, Shiva, Warden of Ice, cool looking card, 4/5 with Mesmerize. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. And as Cold Snap, tap all lands your opponent controls, exile Shiva, then return it to the battlefield face up. Find these cards here. Then we have the borderless art for Jill and the extended art for Jill as well. Love that. So let me know who Jill is also in the comments below. Curious to see what you guys say. And this is obviously just going to be the Surge foil. And that's available in Collector Boosters gift bundle. And it looks like there's only 1 mono black card. It's a 5-cost sorcery. Destroy target creature an opponent controls, then draw a card for each creature that died this turn. Honestly, pretty awesome. Now we're on to Mono Red. We have Clive's Ifrit's Dominant. 6-cost legendary creature, human noble warrior. When Clive enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red. And they can spend 6 to tap and exile Clive, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, isn't Clive like the main protagonist of this story? I'm pretty sure I've seen him a lot in just the promo trailers. For Final Fantasy 16. And here's the borderless art for it. And then that looks super cool. They did a really good job with this artwork. And you can find these 2 cards here. Oops, my apologies. Then we have the borderless and the extended art for Clive's. Really cool. Once again, we have Clive. And then we have Judgment Bolt. It's a 4-cost instant. Judgment Bolt deals 5 damage to target creature and X damage to that creature's controller, where X is the number of equipment you control. And that'll be in the starter decks. And this one will be in the collector boosters and gift bundles. Next, we're on to Mono Green. We have Clash of Icons. It's a 1-cost sorcery. Choose 1 or more. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. Remove a lore counter from target saga you control. or put a lore counter on target saga you control. Then you have Torgal, a Fine Hound, 2-cost legendary creature wolf. Whenever you cast your first human creature spell each turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control. Then you can tap it also to add 1 mana of any color. Next, we have alternative artworks for Clash of Icons and Torgal, a Fine Hound. You can find those here. And an extended art for Torgal, Fine Hound. Now we're on to multicolored cards. We are on Joshua Phoenix's Dominant, 3-cost legendary creature, human noble wizard. When Joshua enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards, and you can spend 5 to tap it and exile it, then return it to the battlefield transform under its owner's control, activate only as a sorcery. And this will also be a saga. Phoenix, Warden of Fire. Rising Flames. Phoenix deals 2 damage to each opponent, and then Flames or Rebirth. Return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile Phoenix, then return to the battlefield. And it has Flying Lifelink. Then here's the alternative artwork, Borderless, for Joshua Phoenix's Dominant. I do have a Phoenix deck. I love Phoenixes just in theory. It's a fun kind of archetype in Commander. Next, we have Sid, Timeless Artificer, of course. 4-cost legendary creature, human artificer. Artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each artificer you control, and each artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of cards named Sid, Timeless Artificer, and has cycling. Now, just as an FYI, Sid, Timeless Artificer, there's 16 different versions of Sid, Timeless Artificer in this set, 1 for each game, and they all have their own unique art from people inside the game. So it's really, really cool, and I recommend you guys check out all of those videos just to see what the alternative artwork is for Sid, Timeless Artificer. If you don't want to do that, feel free to check the link in the description to the website that I am currently using, and you can go to the filter and click on series, and then you can select which Final Fantasy game that you want to see the cards for, which is what I'm doing right now to showcase these. Then we have different artwork for Joshua. And you can find these here. Joshua again. And we have Hugo Kupka, 4-cost legendary creature, human ally. Whenever Hugo Kupka enters or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink until end of turn. This is also known as Bruce Tarl Boorish Herder. You can find these cards here. What I mean by it, it's also known as basically, it's the same exact effect as an already established Magic the Gathering card. However, it's just kind of redone just so it has someone from the Final Fantasy 16 lore named Hugo. Next we have Benedicta Harmon. It's a 4-cost legendary creature, bird monk with flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you put +1/+1 counter on Benedicta Harmon as partner. So that's cool. And then you have, that's also known as Ishai Ojutai, Dragon Speaker. Then you have Barnabas Thalmer, 5-cost legendary creature, zombie horror, flying haste. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card. And as a partner as well, and also known as Crom. Find these 2 cards here. Then we have Clive Rosfeld, 3-cost legendary creature, Goblin Berserker. Whenever you cast your first spell each turn, choose an opponent at random. Clive Rosfeld deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to that player or a planeswalker that player controls and has also partner. Next, we're on to Colorless. We have Ultima, Origin of Oblivion. Is a 5-cost legendary creature, God. Flying, whenever Ultima attacks, put a blight counter on target land. For as long as that land has a blight counter on it, it was all land types and abilities, and has tap for at 1 colorless. Whenever you tap a land for colorless, add an additional. And you have just different artwork right there. My apologies. And if you look over here, there's also the extended art, which looks so cool over here, and you can find that in Collected Boosters, Bundle, and Gift Bundles. And finally, we're on to lands. We have Capital City. It's a town. You can add a colorless, or you can spend 1 to add 1 mana of any color, and that's cycling 2. You have Clive's Hideaway, land, town, add colorless, or you can spend 2 to tap it, and you may play the exile card without paying its mana cost if you control 4 or more legendary creatures, which is awesome. You can find those cards here. And finally, we are on to the last basic land that you can get, Wastes. It's a basic land, it's colorless, and there's the full art of it, and you can find it here. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching this 16-part series. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what I can do to improve this kind of thing in the future down in the comments below. I do appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, I hope you guys have a good one. Bye now.